How do Pence and Harris compare to previous vice presidents? Let's speak to Professor Mark Shanahan, who's the head of the Department for Politics and International Relations at the University of Reading. Mike, welcome to the program. How do you think it's going to go tonight? I mean, they're quite different personalities, Kamala and Mike Pence.
They're very different personalities. They're both lawyers. Probably expect a bit more policy to come through tonight. Mike Pence, very calm, very considered, rarely puts a foot wrong. Kamala Harris, we've seen her in the Senate. She can be a real terrier for getting into the issues. She gives people a hard time. She's much more likely to go on the attack tonight and try and attack, particularly over coronavirus and the handling that Mike Pence has given to that issue. But I think what we will see is a much more calm, much more measured debate than we got from the presidential candidates last week.
If Kamala Harris becomes the next vice president, do you think that she'll be breaking a mold? Just thinking back to previous vice presidents, I'm wondering if one of the orders they're given is, listen, try to be as boring as possible, if you don't mind, for the next 4 years.
Sometimes that is true. And you look at Joe Biden when he was vice president, he sat there with a smile on his face for 8 years, knowing that he might be a heartbeat from the presidency, but actually Obama was always the star. Pence, as vice president to Trump, has been a supplicant. He's been very happy to take second place and be in the shadow of Trump. But then you look back a little bit further to someone like Dick Cheney. And Dick Cheney was largely responsible for the US's intervention in the Middle East after 9/11 and was absolutely at the heart of foreign policy. He was absolutely everything other than boring. Kamala Harris, first woman vice president, if the Biden ticket wins, and somebody, the first woman of color to be in one of the very senior roles of government. And with a 77-year-old president, if Biden is elected, very, very close to the presidency.
Yeah, the mind goes back to Geraldine Ferraro, who I think you'll know this better than me. I think Walter Mondale's running mate as well. So to have a female vice president would really be something. Obviously, we'll have to see what happens on November the 3rd. But in terms of personality, you've talked about Dick Cheney. Is the vice president expected to contribute towards the image of the president and actually try to formulate policy and bring people together? Or is it really just in case the president is incapacitated, we know who the leader of the country would be?
It depends who is the president at the time. If you look at Donald Trump, he very much wants to be the leader out front. I mean, he's surrounded by advisors who all do play a very significant role in developing policy. He's probably not the detail guy for policy at all. I think if you get Biden and Harris, it will be a much closer partnership. Joe Biden is unlikely to go beyond 4 years in the presidency if he is elected. And 14 vice presidents have become president in the past. It's often the vice president who steps up and becomes the anointed one who is going to get the nomination next time round. I think with Kamala Harris, if she doesn't put a foot wrong, if it happens that she does become the vice president, she's obviously got to be in a very good place for taking over the presidency in 4 years' time.
Mark, thank you so much indeed. I think I might have called you Mike Shanahan, who used to be an ice hockey player for the Detroit Red Wings, but you have a famous surname at least. Thanks so much indeed, Mark Shanahan.